I am so tired of a random white person finding a tripod, setting it up, not knowing history, and then trying to lecture Africans about colonization and why we are so entitled and why we should move on from colonization. First of all, white boy, sit down, grab a history book or Google. It's out there. Colonization is out there. What it did is out there. The lives that were lost is out there. The resources that were looted and continue to be stolen through scrupulous business deals are out there. And we're not denying the fact that we are complicit in that. We're saying stop denying the fact that you're also complicit.
The real issue, of course, is why aren't Africans using their own resources to do things? Why does Mr. Beast have to go to Kenya to build water wells? Why didn't the Kenyan government do it themselves? I suppose the Kenyan government could have done it themselves. They just chose not to do it. I mean, I know you want to have your Wakanda, right? But do you expect white people to give it to you? No, you're supposed to build it yourself.
Hello there, how are you doing? Welcome to another episode of our conversations. My name is Ondiro Oganga. I'm a business journalist by profession and a digital content creator. I love coming on here talking to you guys about Black people, Africans, our empowerment, and how we can rise up and take our rightful place at the global stage. You can connect with me on social media at Ondiro Oganga on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or you can always come over to my YouTube channel. I haven't posted in a long time, but you know what? Go there and subscribe. Show me some love. Maybe I might go back to posting. Thank you for watching our content all year long. We couldn't be more grateful. We are so glad that we offer an alternative platform where Black voices can be heard, can be amplified, and we can honestly have a white Black agenda. Because, I mean, it's not a secret. It's not a secret. The other agenda is out there. So it's not bad to have a place where Black people can just celebrate their uniqueness and diversity as a people. So this is just to say thank you for walking this journey with us. And from me to you as a tiny gift this holiday season, I shot a series where I get to show you different people, places, food, and cultures here in Kigali, Rwanda, and I hope it's something that you'll enjoy. Enough of me, straight into this video. I want to keep it short and sweet because some of these people do not deserve the kind of attention that they're so desperate for on the internet. But when we see stupidity and idiocy, we must call it out. This person, a whole grown man, sets up a tripod, a camera, lighting, presses record, and then begins to spew nonsense. Says, oh, colonization was a long time ago. Oh, nobody stole your resources. You sold it to us. Nobody is going to build your continent. You're just expecting Europeans to give you everything for free. Okay, brother, what have we asked from you? Seriously, what have we asked from you? I am literally addressing that person that made that video. What have we asked from you? My thing is how the West is always trying to absolve themselves from what they did. Could be two things. It could be that they don't see what was wrong with colonization, or they teach them history and deliberately omit all the things that they did that led us to where we are. I'm going to take you back to a speech that Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie gave a while back. And she says that one of her friends, she's married to a Belgian man. She's from DRC, Congo. Her child was going to school in Belgium, and the child comes home, and there are parts of history that are omitted. Here they taught Belgium colonized Congo, but they only taught the good parts. You know, we taught them barter trade. We gave them, you know, language. We civilized them. We brought clothes. We brought mirrors. We taught them how to trade with money. But the part that they conveniently left out is the part that King Leopold would chop off the hands of the people that did not meet their work quota. And the lady was very surprised, and she was like, why are you omitting that part of history from the teachings, right? Most recently, I did a video of is it a British or an Australian? It was for Sky News Australia. And he was saying that he wishes that King Charles should not have apologized to Kenyans. You know why? Because, yeah, colonization had its own bad things, but it gave us English. You know, I mean, 800,000 people died, but I mean, we gave you English. You know, we stole some of your people and sold them as slaves, but at least you can speak English. We forced your grandfathers, and this is not a long time ago. This is our grandfathers, my grandfather and another person's grandfather. We forced your grandfathers into concentration camps and we tortured them. But at least you speak English, right? We condemned them to hard labor. We forced them to pay taxes. They couldn't make anything of themselves. They worked for long hours, hard labor. But you know what? You speak English, so what I say, you willingly sold your resources to us, yeah, because you had a gun, and we sold it for sweets and a mirror. It's not the same. The value is not the same, and it's not because we did not know the value. Yet technically, we did not know the value, but you knew the value, and you manipulated and turned those tables in your favor. You continue to do it, yes. Through La France Afrique, through agreements like La France Afrique, where France, which is part of Europe, has ensured that it continues to have a chokehold on its former colonies, that they will never be independent and they will never be free. Most of their resources in France, in Francophone countries, belong to France. Most of the money that they collect in their countries go to French bank reserves. So yes, there is a problem. And do we want you to develop the African continent? You owe us that much. You literally owe us that much. And I'll tell you why. Because you buy our resources for nothing. And when we refuse to give them at those prices, do you know what? You sponsor violence. You cause chaos. The evidence is out there. I'm tired of these white trashy boys setting up a tripod and talking about things that they do not know. Get a history book. And there's no single time that I have come out here and ever failed to hold accountable African leaders that help the West perpetuate the same cycles and that do not help their countries and continue to loot their countries. But what I will also not do is absolve the West of the role that it has played and continues to play in slavery, colonization, and neo-colonization. So guess what? Newsflash, little guy. You're guilty as charged. Get comfortable, get used to it, because a time is coming when we will just not be saying that. We will say we want to hold you accountable and responsible. And you see that reparations that you people keep dancing around? You will pay it.
If you've been on TikTok for a while, you must have heard about a ton of Africans telling you that Europeans stole Africa's resources. Now, there's a lot to say about that. First and foremost, most of these resources are still in Africa. And they're not being stolen by Europeans. They're actually being sold to Europeans by the African state leadership. Your own elites are robbing you. It's not us doing it. Not anymore. The real issue, of course, is why aren't Africans using their own resources to do things? Why does Mr. Beast have to go to Kenya to build water wells? Why didn't the Kenyan government do it themselves? I suppose the Kenyan government could have done it themselves. They just chose not to do it. Nigeria is now a country of almost 220 million people, the largest country in Africa. But they only produce about 10% of the electricity that a small country like Hungary. Hungary only has 10 million people, but they produce 10 times as much electricity as Nigeria does. I mean, I know you want to have your Wakanda, right? But do you expect white people to give it to you? No, you're supposed to build it yourself. Having said all this, it is of course obvious that we Europeans in the north need to prepare for a possible, potential African rise in terms of technology and therefore also in terms of military capacity. And that means we in Europe need to already start looking ahead and thinking ahead about how we are going to win the war against Africa, because there will be a future war between Europe and Africa.
Well, thank you so much for watching this video. I just wanted to keep it short. Sometimes when you see people on the internet, some of these things, when they left unchecked, then they grow. And they grow and they get legs and they grow wings and they start walking, crawling and flying all over the place. And it's important that we counter this information with the actual reality of what happened. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again next time.